What's up, guys? We're here for the fourth episode. Hope you enjoy it. Have a great one. See you later. We're about to get to the second hour. So what we're going to do on the second hour, we're going to focus on a different type of fishing. So how to get started in... What we're going to do is we're going to start with spin fishing because we've got the gear, right? But before we do that, we got to make a stop. Let's catch this last fish here. I see him playing with it. If you see, it's just moving just a little. There is a fish biting it, and of course it still got off. All right, let's put that away. Let's go sell these couple fish we got. We got like 4 of them. Normally, you're going to want to sit here for a long time. Get you 40, 50 fish, and then come and do this. I'm doing a tutorial right now. I'm just trying to get through to the next stage. I haven't mentioned the free food only because Tone Death, it's a trap because the free food doesn't help you. I'll actually add this into the thing. No cut on this. You will notice that there's a hunger bar here, guys. It goes up when you drink or you eat or anything. Now, eating and drinking can help your comfort bar a little. Sometimes it'll raise it up a lot. And again, that does have an effect. But, well, let me find this real quick. 2 out of 5, no. We're just going to sell these. It's fine. 6 silver. There you go. Most expensive fish. If you do really want to eat, there's a little thing that looks sort of like this at nearly every lake that you start out with now. If you eat it, it'll fill you up. The problem with that is you can't drink tea or coffee. And it doesn't really help your energy levels that much. One thing we've got to remember to do, travel back to here. Now we've already got one of these reels. So the option is either A, you get another reel. If you're going to go more bottom fishing now, get another reel. It's a free reel. Get the spinning set up. But more than likely, you're not going to have enough silver for another rod yet. I certainly don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another float tackle. No. Go to I. You can look. This is the Ussr Bamboo Rod. Now, it gives you all the basics to go with it. Some fishing line. You got a feather float. You have to have a certain level to use a leader. And they give you a rusty hook. The hook is absolute garbage. And you can throw this away in your inventory if you want, or you can keep it. It does later become useful for when you want to make lures and stuff. I don't want it. I'm going to get rid of it. But here you can also look at all the things that you have. As you can see, they got some canned some canned pork, and yeah, you're right. You don't want to use a rusty hook because you got to use a treble hook for lures. Yeah, if you start asking for hooks, you're probably going to get a rusty hook. So what we're going to do is we're going to start bottom fishing. Now, winding, you can do this, and it's actually got a really good setup for it with white brim. But again, you kind of need to start getting into bait making so that you can make some up till you get to about garlic dough. Here we can go to mosquito. And one thing you can do at mosquito from the very beginning is catch stuff on bottom, or at least it used to be. Now we got a brand new mosquito. I'm going to have to struggle my way through it because I don't know anything about it. I've been to mosquito a dozen times maybe since they updated it. It scares me, to be honest. It does take a bit to load. I don't know why it takes so long to load. I have it on my solid state drive. It should be really quick, but it doesn't. The dock is still the best spot. According to chat, the dock is still the best spot. Now, you can ask in here, hey, guys, what's a good place to go on mosquito with name your gear, right? But one thing you'll notice is I don't have anything for bottom fishing. So what good is it going to be to get, try for bottom fishing? I actually don't even know if I have enough silver to get one. Let's see, feeder rods. This is your first thing. So as you can see, we don't have enough. It costs 37 silver minimum to get a bottom rod. So that needs to be our next goal. Now, I don't know exactly where they're suggesting, but two things that always helps. There's a few baits that work for just about everything. Maggots are really good. Bloodworms are great, which is what I put on there, and worms are fairly decent, depending on where you're at. But here, apparently, wet bread is unless they're not talking about this dock, and maybe they're talking about the boat dock. But I've fished here several times. They had a little event here. Okay, the boat dock is what he's talking about. I've fished here many, many, many times. When they had a little event here where you could get some free gear around Christmas time, if you know. But as you can tell, wet bread, it catches stuff. Just because it's easy to make doesn't mean it doesn't work. And they added this qualification, says I wouldn't worry about that right now. If you're getting qualifications at this level, you're amazing. But as you can see, it's 108 grams. I probably, because we bought this little hook, we probably want to go to a slightly bigger hook, even though it's a worse hook. And if you talk to people, they're going to tell you, go to around 90 centimeters. Now right here isn't where he was talking about, but as we just saw, we're getting a crucian carp fairly quickly. Let's see if we can continue getting more crucian carps. Now, I don't really have the gear for a big crucian, but with wet bread and a small hook, you don't really have to worry about it too much. It'll happen from time to time. And yes, as Aegis has pointed out, wet bread is the first step to getting some harvesting bait skill outside of using all your energy scooping for worms. Now, I don't really like the worm method only because of that. If I'm going to be sitting here, I don't want to be just drinking tea or coffee and digging. Maybe that was a fluke. I don't know. I'm really not sure as to the spot, so I'm guessing kind of a little bit. Oh, I didn't even buy a map on this lake yet. That's another 5 silver I need to spend, but I'm gonna wait until I get the bottom rod that I've been looking for. The good thing about feeder rods, even if you're not really into bottom fishing, for the more active fishing techniques, you can always set out feeder rods as a passive fishing technique. So whereas normally you'd be in here and you're like, oh well, you know, I gotta have 3 rods. You don't necessarily have to. Forever I had 2 rods for bottom and 1 rod I'd use for spinning or float fishing. If you kind of look in this area, right? I can't show it down here because when I pull this up, it doesn't let me, you know, show the little thing down here. But if you look at it, this float, it's up out of the water. You see that line? Almost all floats have a line that tells you where it's supposed to sit. So one thing I want to do is I want to make sure that this is not sitting on the bottom. Several people in the chat are confirming that that's what they did. They had 2 feeder rigs and 1 float rig up until a 14, 15 mark. You can change it up with 2 feeders and a spinning rig if you want. It's all up to you. Num plus and num minus, Marco, is literally your plus and minus. It's usually next to your backspace key. But you can also, if you have a number pad, the plus and minus on it works there too. Marco, for those of you who don't know, is a good friend of Draft. He looks like he's actually trying to get into the game. If so, welcome to the game. But I also would like to add, you should be in school. Alright, as much as this thing's bouncing around, this has got to be a roach or a gibble carp. We'll talk about boats later. I would not suggest getting in a boat this soon for anything. It's not a bad idea, but it's 1 hour of fishing. And unless you got your first rig as another spinning rig, it makes no sense. And even if you did get it as your spinning rig, you're going to be fighting fish for a long time. Because the gear that you have when you start out is not very good. And I just missed that fish. I thought it was under. I don't know if this is what, again, I don't know this spot. This new mosquito confuses me. If we were in a different mosquito area, 100% I would be going for frogs and roach. Yeah, I'm getting told to go across the bridge. I know this spot over here. Next to the boat, cast towards the bridge. Yeah, normally I'd throw right there, like kind of in the gap between those two. You're saying throw it up here? Hopefully this isn't, because this used to be where the trophy crucian place is. I can tell you I will snap off a line if this is the trophy spot. Then again, I don't really have that kind of bait either. Let's increase the speed just a little. Right. As you can see, it's bouncing, it's bouncing, it's bouncing. When it's going down like that, steady, that's when you actually want to strike. Hey, it's a little gibble carp. But it is tagged, so that's always good. Well, that wasn't a good throw. And normally you don't, in a float rod, you don't want to have that much tension in the line. I'm not too worried about it right now. These aren't the most fickle type fish. They're not gonna be drawn away just because they feel a little tension. If you did see that, I don't have any way to point it out while I'm doing it, but near the tension bar, there's a little thing that pops up from time to time. You can see things like speed up, jig step, stop and go. You'll learn these these styles later, but they supposedly help you catch fish. Now, jig step for sure will actually help you catch fish. Speed up, I've never really attributed to catching anything additional than just a straight retrieve. As you can tell, we've got that fish on this float rod. It's just bouncing, but if I pick it up right now, it's going to move the float, which means that the fish will stop biting. And I can tell you without a doubt that that's a gibble carp. Watch it be a roach and prove me wrong. Went under, stayed under, and I still missed it. There. Now I have enough slack in the line. If I accidentally jerk it one way or the other, you're still fine. You're not going to pull it. So we need a few fish. Like I said, we needed what, like 20 silver. This is why I suggest if you're okay float fishing, if you like float fishing a little bit, go on and invest in or get 2 or 3 of these float rigs. Now, as I said earlier, we went to the cottage and we got this. This is our bamboo pole. Put a little bit of line on it. Actually, what strength is this? 3.8 kilo. So you can still put the 3.1 on there. It's better than the free line that they give you. You can put that float on there. It's really small. And we'll put this little stinger on here. That's also one of the reasons we're losing a little bit of bait. We'll do wet bread on both. I don't even know what depth this is. This is 17 centimeters. That's fine. And we got us a little fish on here. Already. There's 66 grams. You can't lengthen the amount of line that you put on these things. It's all based on how long the rod is. But it works, right? That was just a lucky pull, by the way. I saw it was messing with it, messing with it, messing with it. Sometimes you can just pull it and they're already on. It's just they're not moving. Again, it's about learning the fish themselves. Sometimes if they're just playing with it for forever and then they stop, they're actually on it. So all you gotta do is pull it in. And there's another gibble. There's only one big problem with this right now, and that's that we're getting, I know I said small, but we want bigger than that because this isn't enough silver. We're not really gaining enough. So that's the thing with gibbles is they're a little bit hard to get with the bigger ones at this level. So what we'll do is we'll switch to maggots here and see if we can get some other species, whether it be roach or whatever, kind of shallow up in the same area. By the way, use the Z if you forgot. Z is how you zoom in. You can see this. This is the old way of doing it. Used to be, you'd have to do this. Now, if you pick up your rod, now you get that little view down there next to your tension bar that just shows it. Oh, look at that. Put a maggot on there, and we don't have a net because I specifically told people not to. That's a 1.13 kg. I'm really surprised this rod can handle that. But that being said, that's going to give us a good amount of silver. I think that's like, what, 5 or 6 silver. It may not even be 5 or 6. That might be trophy size is 5 or 6. It'll be 2 or 3 at least. But if we're getting it on that, let's switch this over to maggots. We still got a 10 left. If we can get 10 crucian carp, I think we'll be doing good. All right, we got another one biting on this. And that's the reason you don't really want to pick it up too early. For some reason, there's a weird mechanic that you don't pick up the rod facing the direction you looking at. You pick it up straight up in the air. And because this particular rod has a very short line on it, it almost always messes up the bite. As you can see, I can put these next to each other so we can watch both at the same time. This is actually really, really useful once you get way on into the game. You start getting match rods and you're loading down a river. I thought that one was kind of doing the it's in its mouth and loading thing, but not quite. One thing that would really help this out be some ground bait. Now, we're not going to get into ground bait today at all. Our main focus is getting to bottom rigs, because with bottom rigs, that means you can start using your reels to get the same type of fish here, the crucians and gibbles, and then you can get trophies, and it's not really a huge issue. I gotta see something. There's some people talking some weird stuff on here. 32. What's your kg on your Narga? The caliber's good. Yeah. To be completely honest, guys, for the YouTube thing, this has nothing to do with it. Just cancel it, copy all this stuff out. Cut all this stuff out. The difference in the caliber and what was the other one called? The Narga. Guys, whichever one you feel like using, go to Kilted Jock's sheet. Learn what the aspects of it are and go with it. My Alpha, I just recently learned how to use probably a little bit better, which is don't be afraid to lock the reel. Now guys, for this people just starting out here, never lock the reel. Until you're way late in the game and you have a lot bigger gear, don't lock the reel. And we'll talk about that. Hopefully we'll get to bottom fishing pretty soon. Spin fishing is one of those things like, I wouldn't. You can do it if you're really wanting to. You can do it here. You can do it at winding. Both of them are very effective. You need a fairly expensive lure usually to start out. But once you've got that lure, it really doesn't matter. I have realized how much I hate these hooks. One of the reasons we're not hooking up quicker is because we have the cheap hooks. That's why I'm saying, if you can, upgrade these as soon as possible. I think it might be even better to use a smaller hook that's better. How's it going, Johnny? Welcome back. We're over here catching crucians and gibbles that are probably too big for our thing on maggots. We got this little guy here, 1.133. Exactly where we need to be at the moment. We don't need anything bigger than that, really. One thing to be careful of, if you are new, don't walk in the water. Like, you can get a little ways into the water, like step in it. But they've confirmed that there are so many detrimental things in the code for if you walk in the water. Come on, fishy. Bite. Give me just 2 seconds, guys.
Run.
All right, well, thank you, Acacia, for reminding me that you're there. Agentess, no, I haven't checked the cafe. Well, I did check the cafe, but I'm not really focusing on the cafe. I'm more focusing on just getting fish in general. I know the cafe chasing, it does help. We'll get to that probably in the next hour. As you know, the silver grind really starts, you know, getting up there. All right. A lot of orders with untagged fish. Okay, I mean, I'll take a look at it. We're gonna switch to worms for now. I'm gonna try this other spot right here. Not saying that it's any better, but I just simply don't know. And because it's getting late, we can try. That's not what I was wanting. We'll put this down to 30 centimeters. There we go. Yeah, we can go look at it real quick. By the way, I don't know where everything is on Mosquito. I'm gonna go and buy that map because I fully think it needs to be done. By the way, this is your house. Anybody that's new, I've actually never been in here. As you can see, I don't have anything on the walls, no gear on the tables, nothing on the walls. This is a brand new account, so I wouldn't have it anyway. You gotta leave the lights on so that, you know. Ha ha ha. It's dark. It's a scary game. Anyway. It's back right of the fish market. Okay. Yeah, I've been there. It's just, I didn't remember. Let's check on these real quick. Both of them are on. There's a little gibble carp. This one was clearly moving too. Oh yeah, should we talk about who's wearing the tables? Louis? I know numbers are hard when you don't have a whole team together to, you know, figure them out, but second is still better than, what is it, fourth? And there's a nice little crucian. Louis, I will 100% agree with you that our biggest thing holding us back is still Ole. But again, I don't make those calls. I just support the team. Let's go check this thing. Plus, we got us a few fish. It's not a bad time to go check the cafe orders, see if there's something about to go out. So we got some small crucian orders. Looks like we need to be going for white brim. My goodness, look at the orders. And gibbles, 2 gibbles for 3 silver. They're both worth less than half a silver. So by all means, that's a good one. 5. Yeah, we're not going to trade these in. That 1.133 should be 3 or 4 by itself. Yeah, 3. So let's look at what other options we have. I don't know where to get any of these on here. Roughies, that would be a great one. That would probably be right here by the dock. Also, roach would be an easy one to get. Should be an easy one to get. Oh, no problem there, Louis. No problem. It's because I'm hoping that this little 3-hour session that we're doing is going to turn into 3 10-minute videos. And then Thursday, we're going to come back and we're going to do what to do in your next 3 hours. And I'm going to be releasing these hopefully over the weekend, one each day, all next week. Roughies are in the 4-meter hole to the right of the dock. So this one. But can you do that with a... Yeah, I would need the telestick location, not that one. Oh. He's got it. He's got it. And he has it. Just rip this gibble carp up out of the water. 880 grams. Good stuff. Well, there's 17 of you guys in here today. Oh my God. Man, I really do hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. If you are, hit that follow button. If you want to see this tutorial and give me some feedback on it once I get it up. There's my YouTube channel. I've already set it up. It's ready to go. I just got to put some, content on it. Once I get this up, I'd be really, really happy to hear your feedback on them. I am going to start posting to YouTube more. Not just this, but all the scope of games that I play. I'm going to try and post some of it in specific playlists. Hey, thank you for the sub, bud. For the YouTube subs. I really do appreciate everybody that's in the background, that's lurking, and everybody that's talking also. I really do appreciate you guys even more. It really does help the channel out. I like seeing every now and then. I'll every now and then I get a good group of people following for the day. It is a little worrisome that I'm not really catching that much. I do know that yeah, it's just Big Joe Nobody. It's all one word. It is not a verified account yet, but it will be hopefully one day. Maybe if I get enough subscribers there, I can start getting some actual information or actual income from there. All right, buddy. Aegis, you have a great day. Hope to see you around. I will be in here from time to time. Throughout the day, maybe. I will not be on this account, of course. But as you can tell, my cam is off for a reason. Not because I'm done, but all right. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, everybody that's went over there and hit the subscribe button. Valheim. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing it. I am not buying any new games. I've got way too many to go. Since there are a bunch of people in here right now, I will plug one idea that I've had. You've genuinely had 0 bites tonight on the brim. It's unfortunate, Johnny. I think you might need to change spots. And I don't know where either. But guys, if you play Eco, please go to my Discord and let me know, because I really want to get a community game going on there. If you like Minecraft, let me know that also. I'm thinking about starting a Patreon server just to kind of get a little bit going on that. I want to get a bunch more community stuff going. I want to get people involved and, start building this community a little bit better. Eco, I really enjoy the game. If you haven't checked it out, go to Steam and look at it real quick. And if it's something you think you'll like and you actually want to, and you decide you're going to go and get it, let me know. I will love to start a world that's open to all the Big Joe Nobody community and the rest of the Blue Tag community also. All right, we're getting some decent gibbles out of here. The wet bread does not seem to be working at the moment. You moved to 5332 on Old Berg. Okay. I don't know where that's at, but I think that's the one right to the left of the bridge. And if so, there's been a lot of people saying they have had luck right there. Yeah. See, when you're first starting out, guys, it is slow. It can get like this. And if you don't have help, like if you don't have a chat, like this guy's, if I asked these guys, they would literally tell me piece by piece where to go. They post screenshots and everything else in the Discord, the Blue Tag Discord, probably not my Discord. Some of them would. Hey, so cool. How you doing? welcome back. So cool to see people like actually coming back to my channel. Hey, it's a little roughy. I'm doing good. Got my blueberry juice today. Now I just realized I have the camera turned off. But yeah. Posture. You don't even know if I'm in a good posture or not there, Acacia. Look, here. I'll show you. Not that one. This one. Not that one. This one. Why is that thing so far up? There. Aha. Win. Oh, I was bending over the table. I was not. I was. That sounds horrible too. You forgot your water? Well, then you hydrate. I drink my blueberry juice. I know Red's probably not here. If he is, he's in the background. No, it's from yesterday. Now, I don't always have Monster, but usually that's what I'm trying to drink. At this point in time, anyway. Right. These fish are biting a little slow. I think what I'm going to do, since it's got back to daytime again, we're going to go back over here to the boat ramp. We're going to try that again. A little bit lit deeper than we were. Actually, we're going to go back over here because this is where I've always caught them. Everything. There's that one. And that was quick. A little Chinese sleeper. Getting some quick bites. Just kind of what we want. Fuji apple in your water. Come on. It's the problem with early game. Is my skills are so low that I can't really even throw. Alright. That's a better Chinese. That's a really good Chinese sleeper. Yeah, 400 gram is a trophy. I was about to say it's almost a trophy, but for some reason in my head it was 250 grams is a trophy. But it's not. Ooh, this is a good fish. It's only 400 grams. It was just swimming directly away. You just snapped rod. Oh my goodness. Don't snap them rods. Taking a break for a few days. Nah, you gotta make that. How'd you snap it? See, if you listen to my tutorial, you know not to put your line and reel stronger than your rod. Were you catfishing with the starter reel or starter rod again? Or grass carping? Putting 36 kilo line on a... Oh, nice roach. Oh, they're not. But if you set up your... If you set your rig up, right? You were brimming? Okay, it could have been a grass carp. There's a roach hotspot next to the old brim spot next to the camp. So over here? Now remember, I don't have any bottom rigs, so I can't really go to a lot of places. It has to be a telescopic spot. This is another Chinese sleeper. Nice. And there's level 7. But anybody that's watching at this point can see these levels are coming a little bit later. Like it take a little bit longer and longer and longer. That's to be expected in any game like this, right? For floats. Okay. I will take a look at that here in just a second. When we get to 20 fish, maybe. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get to that first rod, that first bottom rod. We're going to use the spinning reels off the first spinning setups. Yeah, I messed up both of those fish. And also frogs. Okay. I'm gonna go over there. You keep sneezing. Acacia, stop doing that. And there is my Chinese sleeper. I like Chinese sleepers to be completely honest. I know a lot of people don't like them. I like catching them, especially at this early stage. Okay. One trick to going further is you look up. Didn't work this time. Well, that fish took off. That's a nice Chinese sleeper too. All right. No problem. Like I said, I will look. When do you get leaders on telly? Let's look. Using a leader is right here. It's at 40%. So you got a little ways before you start getting leaders. I do got a point. I'm going to go and put it into bottom rigs because we're going to use that one for a long time. But right now, just on worms, we've got a pretty decent spot here. I don't think we're going to move. If anything, I might buy me another float rod, but I don't want to do that. If anything, I might go get me another free one. Oh, come on. That was under. I know I'm not good at this, but and come on, Mr. Roachy. It's got to be a roach. Ah, it's a crucian. It's a tiny, tiny crucian. Acacia, don't do that. Oh, I gotta fix that. I'm out. All right, now you're back. Let me see what you wrote. Ah, okay. Acacia, instead of posting that kind of stuff on the thing, put it in the Discord. All right, so you should be fixed. You should be able to post again. But I see what you were trying to show. Give me 1 second. I can show that without the picture. Another Chinese sleeper. That's exactly what we need to get, is a bunch of those tagged Chinese sleepers. That should be several silver. The good thing about being right here, the cafe is right here. So we got 25 silver, or 25 fish. None of those. Let's see, 25 silver. That's exactly what we needed. As you can see, them Chinese sleepers, they are very, very profitable at this size, or at this level. And when you find the right spot like this, you just, whatever you do, if you're this early in the game, you find a spot like this, stay at it till they stop biting. If you don't get a bite in 10 minutes, then fine. Okay, make a decision on whether you want to stay or not. But you know, if you are catching fish, don't leave. That's the worst idea you can do. Because what you've done is you've found the place where your RNG is the highest, or at least decent. As you can see, I pulled on that one. I didn't pull it enough to like pull it up out of the water, but I pulled on it just enough that it came back to the surface, which is why that fish is still kind of looking at it. Right, now it's gone. It's a little perch. Perch are good money at this level. Okay, we're gonna get a bunch of these records for the day because we're actually catching decent fish, or you know, decent smaller fish. Really, if you go back and you get that third rod, you can do it, but really 2 rods is enough. If you got a bite rate like this, there's not really a good reason to need a third rod. And then it's just pulling one fish in after another. Ooh, that's a bouncy little guy. Actually don't know what that is. I haven't seen that kind of a bounce in a long time. I can't remember what... Because roaches and gibbles both make it bounce, but it's usually not like a 3-tap like that. That's a perch. I didn't think perch normally hit that like... But drug it off to the side, but it didn't hang on. Now I'm going to time lapse a lot of these on the YouTube thing, so that we kind of get just like an overview of all the fish. Oh, that one looked a lot better than it was. It looked like a little baby tench. Okay, we're back into the little bitty crucians again. I'm not wanting to do it on purpose or anything, but if you do manage to get snagged, it'll tell you, oh, you're snagged. There's a little orange thing down there next to the tension bar. You won't have any question. If you are actually snagged, the only option you have is to right click until it either breaks or frees itself. There is another option. You can just leave the area. You can go to a different location. It'll automatically come with you. Or you can shut off the game and then come back, and it will all be unstuck. Everything that's on the ground, doesn't matter what you have. If it's rods, later you might get a light, a couple other things that you can put on the ground. All that can be picked up, or I mean, it can be left there. If you want to leave and go to, like, we decided, hey, you know what, we're gonna go from mosquito to winding. Do it. It'll pick up all your gear. There's no reason not to just go on and do it. Oh my goodness. See, again, there's no reason that should have picked up this rod, like the float. That's a good one. $800 grams. That's what we want. Oh yeah, of course. You know, I'm pulling down the whole time. That's definitely what I want to do, is pick it straight up in the air. posture. I'm already sitting. I'm not even leaning over. Acacia Berry, wait, welcome back. Oh, I forgot to... I know what you were trying to do, I think. Let's go to your profile. This is what you were showing, right? No, I untimed you immediately. So you caught you a 11 kilo common carp. That's nice. It shouldn't have. It should have overlapped it. You got your 6 trophies. That's not bad. And a broken rod. 2 broken reels. But nah, you got some good fish there, that's for sure. That's a nice eel, probably about as big as the one I've got. Probably bigger than the one I've got, to be honest. All right, it's midday. That's why we're not getting so many Chinese sleepers now. We're getting mostly crucian carp, which is understandable. This thing bit quick. Broad daylight on the hottest day. Yeah, it always seems to be like the best cold water fish bite on the hot water days or hot weather days. All right, that's a nice little 600. But as you can tell, these worms, they're great bait. They'll get a little bit of everything. And what they do get, they tend to get a lot of, which is the best part about something at this level. Maggots are kind of the same thing. They do tend to get the smaller size stuff. But that's okay. There's a Chinese sleeper. Of course, it's not tagged. I gotta say, this spot is doing really well. I'm recording this on the 9th of February, 2021. If you're in this area and it's semi nearby, give this spot a chance. It might work for you. It's working for you too? And I'm sure you got better gear than what I have right now, so you're probably getting even better fish than I am. Not to mention you're a higher level, so. And up. There we go. Roaches. I know we have that suggestion for a roach spot nearby. But when we're getting bites like this, I don't know why we would move. We have a walrus stick and 1 old bamboo. All right, I'm gonna have to remind me when I get back to my main account, when you see me on. The Big Joe Nobody TTV. If you see me on, let me know. I've got something to give you. Come on, fishy, bite. Bite down hard. Yep. Tiny Joe works just fine. How you doing, Fishing Angus? Now we're at 11th. We're in the third episode, hopefully. So what we're doing is we're trying to get just a consistent bite, which is what we've done in this location. This account is Big Joe YT, which is YouTube, which is what we're recording for at the moment. So if I seem like I'm talking a little bit strange, it's because of that. This is the part of the game I know. I've done this 4 or 5 times. I know that it's changed a little bit. Yeah. Well, the TTV is that's just my main account that I play on, right? This is just going to be for tutorials. I don't know that I'm going to level it all the way up. Maybe we will eventually. Depends on how much traffic we get on YouTube. Because YouTube, the goal of YouTube is actually, that's going to be to fund all this, right? To grow this community to more people and to help monetarily fund it. You want a catfish tutorial? Yeah, I'm not doing that one anytime soon. So you might need to hit that notification bell on the YouTube channel, because that one's going to come up later. All right, that one went all the way down slowly. Nothing bit. You already hit it? Well, thank you. My goodness, I don't even have a video up there yet, I don't think. I might have an old Call of Duty video. You know, now that I think about it, I do have an old Call of Duty. If it's still up, guys, if you want to see how terrible I am, I was playing with some friends that I met here on Twitch, and we got that was my first win. I want to say I won it with an RPG. So, back to the video. Here we are again. We're still catching consistently here. It's slowed down a little bit. It's the middle of the day. One thing you learn is the time, the weather, the temperature, everything has to do with how the fish are biting, what fish are biting, how they're biting, what bait they'll be biting on, where they're going to be. For float fishing, what depth they're going to be at. It does. Everything affects the fishing. It is a game. It is very realistic in that there are factors that go into every aspect of fishing. It's a little bit arcadey in that, you know, you have to know if you go during the right time, the right place, you're just going to catch nonstop fish, like what we've been kind of doing here. I think we have enough. You think the stat bars? Okay, we can do that. Let's go check up here real quick, make sure there's not a cafe order. Perch. Normally I would do the by weight, guys, but the 5 up here are not tagged and this one is tagged, so we know which 5 to sell. 5 crucians. There you go. Roughies. I didn't catch a whole lot of roughies. I didn't get any brim or white brim. There's 3 orders for white brim and 1 for regular brim. That might be a shout. Like if I could find out where white brim are. And for the rest of these, it's just 7 silver. Let's go check these rods real quick. I'm sure they're getting bit on. But we have enough now, I believe. We can get our first bottom rig. First feeder rod. And that's exactly where we want to be. Within the first 3 hours. Whether you like bottom fishing or not, it will be a staple of how you make money in the future. You're watching that video. All right. Yeah, I have a lot of up close encounters. I haven't played Call of Duty in a while. If you can tell by how bad I am at the video in the gameplay, I tell you what, you want me to load that game up, update it to where, you know, the new modern thing, and get me to play with you. I tell you what, you donate $10, I'll play with you for an hour. But the only reason I'm saying that is because I'm so terrible and I don't really want to admit it. You haven't played since Black Ops Zombies? Well, they're supposed to be bringing that back. With this new Call of Duty Black Ops. Well, that's weird. It pulled all that tension and then just let it go. No, not $100, $10. Oh, for 10 hours. I tell you what, you want a 10-hour stream of me playing Call of Duty? $100. There you go. And you can join in. You know, we'll do duos. Unless somebody else pays in. No, she won't be mad if I'm making money. No. Hey, if you want to watch 24 hours of me playing Call of Duty, I guess it works. I'd have to arrange that because there are certain days I could do that, but it would be very difficult. What do we say we're going to go? Okay, we got 71 silver. We could look at kits, you know, float starting kit. See, this would be an upgrade on what we have for the most part. This is a little bit better kit. I think this is the one that Acacia was talking about. You can get these kits. I prefer not to. Mainly because the cost to what you get is just so terrible. So what I'm going to say is you go to your feeder rod. See, it's 149 silver for this. And it comes with a Comfort 360. A Comfort 360 is right here. It's 83 silver. But again, we don't have 83 silver. And to be completely honest, this one right here, all these work just fine. Now, I'm going to say this. This is not the most popular opinion. This is not something everybody else is going to agree on. I'm saying it. At this level, 4.6 kg feeder rod, either A, save up and go in and get the FD, the Comfort FDs, or get the cheapest one of these, which is what I'm going to do right here. Now, you might say, oh, Joe, well, we got this now, but we don't have a rod, or we don't have a reel. Well, yes, we do. Because what we have is they give you this Corona rod when you first visit winding. All you got to do is take everything off. You can even click this disassemble. It just takes everything off. Yeah, the cheap combo, if you get the 149, it's a perfectly good to go all the way through, right? But are you talking about the FDs? That's the one I'm getting. Yeah, the Comforts, that's what I would really recommend. You can get away without it. Like Bomer is over here in the Twitch chat talking about you can get by with just these Sorrentos. I just wouldn't recommend it long term. You can use this reel, by the way. There's nothing wrong with it. You can use it. Matter of fact, I need to see if that little glitch is still in there. You want to make sure that whatever you do, none of these components have anything that's going to be stronger than this. That's how you avoid breaking your rod. Now, if you want to avoid breaking your reel, you want to make sure that this is less than what the mech strength is for whatever reel you have. Now, that can be found only one way, externally. There's if you look up Kilted Jock RF4 sheet, it will be there. I'll actually link it down below in the video. And then you can just sorry, I was reading something. We try that again. If you go to that sheet, it'll tell you what the mech strength of this reel is. And if you use that and compare it to this should be less than this. That way you don't break either one of these. Now, you kind of want to be over this max drag. That way you can put the maximum drag into something, which I can do, barely. That's really not enough. It'd be better to have like a 5 kg. But if you go 5 kg, you have a chance of breaking the rod. So 4.4 would work, something like that. So one thing we need now a sinker. One of the key things you need is an indicator. And we can use these for now. It isn't good, but it works. So we need to go back in here. We need to go to rig components, sinkers, bottom classic. Now, out of these, they all work. And as Clockwise said, yes, you can always go back and get the free what is it, spinning kit. And therefore you'll have a free reel. That's the other reel that I have right now. It's because I got that spinner kit as the first one. But realistically, if you're here, just get the cheapest weight you can. The only thing you kind of got to worry about, if you go into this thing, you open it up, you'll see this test, 20 to 100 grams. Means you have to have at least 20 grams to make it throw decent, and you can't go over 100 grams without actually damaging the rod. So go back to bottom classic, go to your sinkers, anything but 15 with all the rest of your gear might be enough, but to be safe, we want to get somewhere in this range. And there's not much of a difference. Let's be honest. We can go up to 100 grams. Normally I would say 90. We're going to go for 60 just for safety's sake, right? All right. What else do we need? We needed this thing. So go to bite alarms, mechanical, electronic. Once you get a little silver, get one of these. If you're going to be streaming, and you're going to have game sounds in your stream, you're going to want to get this. If you're not going to have game sounds in your stream, or if you just want to have probably the best beeper available, is this one. Granted, you can see this is 200 silver each. Right now, what do we need? We could go for a better one, but these bells work just fine. And we're just going to get one for now because that's all we actually need. We still have 29 silver. One thing I would suggest here is going and get you a medium hook. A 6 is good. It's right next to a large. 8's probably, because you're still using fairly starter gear, I would say 8. All right. We don't want to go, again, we could start getting into, we're almost to those. We could start getting into these if you wanted to. If you notice these stars, it's going to kind of tell you how good that hook is, or any equipment. So as you can tell, this is a little bit better. It's 3.5 star. You start going a little bit further, you start getting into, well, that one's also 3.5. There was one, it goes up to 4. Then you start getting down here, and the last ones, you got 4.5. Now these are a little bit out of order because they came out different times. 4.5 for this Silk series. Again, they're not too expensive. It'd be okay if you splash a little money up front and get it. But we want to put this bite indicator on here. You got to put a sinker on. Now you actually have a usable setup. Now we said we're gonna change this, and we're gonna put we've been catching them on worms, so let's just stick with worms for now. We'll run back down here. All right, now you can just click the button just like you did with the telescopic rod. You can do it just like you did the telescopic rod. Hold it down and throw it out as far as you'll go. It's not really what you want though. So you could also only hold it for a certain time. Some people do that, like, oh, I only want to go 30%. I'm terrible at it. I'm not going to keep doing that. So what I'm going to do is you hold control and you use your number pad plus or minus, and it changes what they call the clip. Now, if you're not European, you probably have never used a clip on your rod or your reel. This is basically saying how much line I'm going to let out before it stops. So I'm going to, right here, I know that we've been catching them pretty short. I'm going to go to 10 meters. All right. You reel it back, and it doesn't matter how long you go, you'll see it jerk there at the end. That means it went 10 meters. And just like you did with spinning, if you want to change the rotational speed, you hold R and use the scroll wheel. You see you got a lot of slack in this line. We're using a simple bottom rig. It's an auto hooking, has an auto hooking feature. What you want is you want it to be a little tight. That way, as soon as one of those little fish hits, you get an indication. Now, let's see if we can catch some more of these Chinese sleepers that we were getting last night. And what we now have is we have 3 rods currently fishing. And all we bought is a rod. We did buy some stuff for the initial setup to improve it a little bit. But all in all, we've spent less than 40 silver, and we've still got 25 silver in the bank. So we have almost enough to get another bottom rig. I believe that the goal should be get 2 bottom rig, 2 feeder rods, either the FDs or the SDs, Comforts or the Sorrentos, either one. Get 2 of them. Get 2 of them that are the same. That's probably the best. Put the same reel on them. That way you have the same setup. And you just use that for now. Looks like we've got all 3 rods are active. This one came up at the last minute. Put it back out. As you can tell, this one's already caught. If you hit R, like you're going to change the rotation, you'll see it's still on. You see all the tension load up as you pull it tight. Now, one thing you'll notice with this one, we're fishing basically the same area, maybe a little bit further out. But we're going to start getting a little bit better fish on it. Not because it's bottom fishing, but because that hook is a size 8 as opposed to a size 16. So a smaller hook is going to give you on average smaller fish. That's one way you can kind of limit what size fish you're biting. Now, is that going to stop the chances of getting a 40 kilo common carp on a size 24 hook? No, it can still happen. In that case, if you're on a telestick, you're going to lose whatever is the weakest point. So once you get to leaders, that's why you have leaders. Some fish you can't use a leader on, or if you can, it's going to be detrimental. But if you do it the right way, you shouldn't need them for the most part. Like if you're out there bleak fishing and you catch a 40 kilo common carp, you're probably in the wrong location. We're still getting bites. Ooh, this is a nice one. For the size that we're looking for, this is a really nice one. 800 gram. That's what, if we could keep getting those, that would be best. Now, as you can tell, that one was jingling and then it stopped. Now that fish might still be on there if it's a small fish. The smaller the fish, the smaller the jingles tend to be. And if it's a really small fish and it wears out instantly, it might just sit there on the line. So sometimes you do come over here and you use Y. If it's still sitting on the ground, you can press Y and it'll just pull tension. Now, if it loosens right back up, there's no fish on. If it sucks down and it stays there, there might be a fish on, or it might have sunk into the mud. But that's a different time and different bottom. Right now, we don't have to worry about that. In case you were wondering, level 12 is when you open up the next lake, which would be Old Berg. It is a great area. Brim is huge there. Tench is good. Crucian carp are still there. Gibbles are still there. They've even got bleak. You can stay at Old Berg all the way till level 30 if you really, really wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. For spinning, it's not so great, but you can get pike and perch. And chub, of course. Which is something we actually haven't caught. Ooh, a roughy. I like catching roughies. Roughies are one of my favorite fish to catch. Especially if you can get on a spot that actually consistently has them. Because they pay decent and they're really, really small. Just look at this size. I mean, this is not a really big roughy. 74 grams. It's almost 4 silver. As opposed to this one, it's 800 grams and it's not even 2.5. 850 grams is obviously the breakover for 2.5 silver. So that kind of gives you an idea. Like, that's the reason roughies are such a good fish early on. Sometimes it's okay, you just pick it up, tighten it back up for those bottom rigs. It's not gonna, it might hurt, but it's not gonna hurt too much. If the fish are there, they're gonna continue being there. There's a little roach. So I know that somebody said that there's a good roach and was it roach and tench spot here? No, roach and bleak. No, roach and frog. Roach and frog. That's kind of over in this region. Somewhere in there. I'm over time today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that grid down. And that'll be for the recording on Thursday. We'll go over there and we'll try and catch some, because if you can get in roach at this level, roach is a great money maker. Brim also at this level. If you can find a hot spot for brim, by all means, it is great. Now, you can't do it with this telescopic gear. You can, but it's really sketchy. Let's see. That's going to be in the grid D. Come down 5. D5. You'll write that as mosquito. And that's really, you got to keep notes. Even if you're as terrible as me at writing down notes, You make sure that always write them down. All right, guys. Like I said, that's going to end it for today. It's 12 o'clock. I have actually enjoyed having you guys in here. I mean, it's amazing how many have come in to support me. I know this is not the traditional like high level stream that everybody really wants to see. I do really enjoy when you guys hang out. It really does make my day, makes my night, makes everything better. Just seeing you guys in the background. All right, this is what you call a ghost snack.
Wow.
Hey, thank you for the follow there, Yodrin. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully, next time we can get you to say hi and all that. We're going to turn these fish in, and that's going to be it for the day. 10 silver. Again, not bad. The really good thing about this is I think this might be the way we end this day for sure. Let's go to feeder rods. It's just shy. 2 silver short. All right. Next time on Thursday, we'll make sure to get those roach and frogs, and we'll really get that silver raking in. Hopefully, with a little bit more skill, we're going to get better and better fish. We're going to get a little bit bigger and stronger fish. Now that we got a feeder rod, we can start fighting some bigger fish. We can start getting into roach and bigger gibble carp and maybe even some tench and eel. These are great money makers if you can catch them. So that's what we're going to do on Thursday. We're going to start getting into some of that stuff. We're going to work on the next 3 hours that you should be in the game. Realistically, if you're here and you're on the 3rd video, you probably already have more silver than me. So good luck to everybody. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Tight lines. And I'm out, guys. All right, and for the stream, I'm going to raid somebody. All right. I haven't raided anybody in a while. Let's see. Who's on in Russian fishing? I see Whiskey is on. Let's see. Anybody else? Raging Farm Boy is back. Wow, okay. I don't know who you guys want, but I'm gonna do Whiskey Ace. He's a good guy. He's and you're back right as I'm leaving. All right, guys. Like I said, guys, I'm out. Y'all have a good day. Catch lots of fish. I hope y'all get 1,000 trophies by the time I see you next time. I've got 70, so I ruined my 69 trophies. Guess we'll have to try and do that on the blue tags. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Make sure to say hi to Whiskey. Follow him if you're not already. Oh, wait, what? Did I misspell his name? No, I didn't. Maybe I did. He doesn't know how to spell whiskey, which is somebody that doesn't drink. Funny. Y'all have a good one, guys. I'm out.